4:44. Let's get over to Peyton. Gosh, I hate to hear that.
I know, terrible. All right, as we go through the work week, we are going to be watching for a stormy pattern. Now, here's the deal. Today may be one of the less rainy days we see this week. I still got some rain in the forecast for your Monday, but I think it's going to be hit or miss, and it may not be until later this afternoon. This morning, there's actually a big shower down there in Lower Terrebonne. As we go through the morning, notice still got a lot of showers and storms down along the coast and in the Gulf. I think that'll be the trend for the next about 2 days. A lot of the storms will be in the Gulf with just hit or miss storms inland. Notice maybe a few pop-up storms going into the afternoon and some of these even lingering into the evening towards sunset, 8, 9 o'clock. We could still have a few downpours around. Chance of rainfall will be steadily increasing this week. I do have us highest rain chances by around Wednesday. And then the end of the work week, we're talking Thursday, Friday, and into this weekend. It all depends on what or if this tropical feature develops in the Gulf of Mexico and where it ends up going. So this part of the forecast has low certainty or a lot of uncertainty, which means these numbers could go up dramatically. They could go down just depending on what this feature does. Now, the thing is, there's nothing out there right now. There's a stalled old frontal boundary out here. We are expecting numerous showers and storms over the Gulf as we go through the next couple of days. And whenever you get persistent showers and storms, that actually lowers the pressure in the atmosphere, and that can sometimes be the initial stages to a low pressure, or in this case, if it's over the warm waters, it's being fed by the warm waters, a tropical system. Regardless of if we see development or not, this is going to be a rain event for someone. All the way from Louisiana has the potential to the Florida Panhandle. So there is still quite a bit of uncertainty just because this big zone you see highlighted here is where we could see maybe a low pressure try develop. And it's probably not going to do anything in the next couple of days, but by Wednesday, Thursday, and into the end of the work week, that's when it has a better chance to try to organize if that circulation stays over the warm water. So that's what we'll be watching here. Now, here's the deal. This thing's not going to be moving all that much. It's going to have very little movement to it this week because it is wedged in between two high pressures. And when you're under a high pressure, there's just not a lot of movement with the winds. There's nothing to really steer this thing. So it's the storms are going to hang out down here. Low pressure will start to develop more than likely by the middle and end of the week. And then if something tries to organize, not going to have a lot of movement to it through the end of the weekend. And of course, where it goes is going to determine where the heaviest rain is. So for now, it looks like the highest totals are certainly going to be in the Gulf, where we have the storms more persistent over the next couple of days, 10+ inches out in the Gulf. The closer you get to the coast, that's where you have a better chance of maybe seeing upwards of 4 to 8 inches. And then I think widespread over our area will go anywhere from 2 to 4 inches seems like a good bet. There will be higher amounts, there will be lower amounts. It's hard to say who sees the heaviest right now just because there's really nothing there to latch onto and track. By the way, if we do get his name, I don't really see the chance of that being very high, but the next name is Danielle. So we got to wait and see. This is unfortunately just one of those kind of wait and sees. See what happens. So daily downpours around, especially towards the middle and the end of the week. Tropical development is possible. It's not very likely right now, but it is a possibility, especially later this week. And then heavy rain is our main focus, regardless of what happens. Widespread 2 to 4 inches. Some spots could see certainly higher, maybe over 8 inches. So we'll be watching the flooding threat each and every day. There's a 7-day forecast. If you want to find a silver lining with a lot of rain in the forecast, it's the temperatures. They'll go back down into the mid-80s on Wednesday and Thursday. And once again, the forecast towards the middle and the end of the week, highly dependent on what happens out there in the tropics. April.